Hi, you'll have seen the video on setting up the little foot frame, and we've now got to the point where we can put our machine and our carriage onto the frame. But there's a couple of things that we need to do first. One of them is to make sure that the frame is nice and square. As I mentioned in a previous video, you need a spirit level, and we're going to tighten these bolts and make sure they're really nice and tight. So using your spirit level, just make sure that these are nice and straight. And if they're not, you can either pull in, put in or out, depending on what you see on your spirit level. And then you're just going to tighten those up using the short end. Perfect. So everything was loose. You do need a bit of flexibility to be able to get this nice and flat. It's really irritating when you stop on the machine and you haven't got needle down to find the machine is drifting. So let's just do these. Finally, there's a bracket at the back, which I had also not tightened. And of course, I'd do the same on the other side. Just double check. Absolutely fantastic. And there we go. We've got it level. Once we've got our frame level, we want to put this first track, the one that's nearest the rail, we want to tighten that up. What I normally do is I tighten this one and I make it level, just slightly off level with this front part of the frame. And I normally tighten this end and then this end, make sure that it's equal, and then I tighten the middle one. So I've already done that. Now I can unpack my machine and take the carriage out. The same principle is true with the Simply 16 on this section. The carriage is very, very similar. It has the same encoder for the X direction on here, and we're going to plug in the machine flat grey cable to this encoder. The encoder, it has a little rubberized wheel that you'll see inside here. I'll do a still photo of that so you can see what I'm talking about. You do get a spare rubber O-ring that goes on that encoder. There's one on that, and there's one also on the side for your Y direction. This encoder, it's really important that that wheel is running. It tells the machine, I should say, how fast it's being moved in that direction. And that's what speeds the machine up or down and allows you to get a regulated stitch. Hence, it's very, very important. The main difference between this carriage and the Simply 16 is just the length of the stoppers. So they're slightly longer on the Simply 16 carriage. Going back then to fixing the aluminium rail in place, we fixed that one. With this one, as a guide, we can use the Allen key that you've got, which is a 2.5mm Allen key. And what we suggest you do, put it in the crack between this support on the corner and the aluminium track, and do the same on this side. So I've just moved that one in. This one, just move that in. And now I'm going to go under here, and it's a 4mm. Tighten that up. Move that in. Tighten that up. Just check. You want all of the wheels of the carriage to be in contact, and then we can tighten this one up. If it's slightly out, you just need to adjust that in or out from that point. But the key thing is that the position of this rail is consistent along the length of the little foot frame. That's everything on setting up the carriage. Regarding cleaning this track, you don't want to use anything abrasive, don't use any solvents or cleaners, just a damp cloth, taking away the inevitable thread and fabric dust that you'll have from all the quilts you're going to be making. Okay.